Okay, today's video tutorial is going to be on Xbox and PlayStation. Not only either scrap metal, fixing, selling on eBay, Amazon, what's good, what's for what the parts are about. And all of this is going to be for my neighbor Andrew, so that he knows. He's taking all my scrap metal and he's going to unsolder. I'm giving him all my toys. And he's going to start his own gaming little business, because nobody around here is doing what I used to do back in 2007, when I used to fix and build Xboxes and PlayStations and Wiis and everything else. Nobody's doing it anymore. I can't find anybody who wants to take on the parts, and it takes a lot of time. So Andrew said he's going to do it. So I've laid out everything for him. Now, we're going to start here with the Xbox. Like I told him already, if it's all metal and it's worth more than $5 on eBay, post it. If it's all metal and it's only going for $1.50 on eBay and it costs $2.50 to send the dang thing, of course we're not going to. That's going to go into the scrap pile. So I already know that's scrap. That's scrap metal. This is worth selling. That's scrap. Okay. Now, CD drive, and once it's been tested and checked to make sure it still works, they're worth $25 a piece. But if it's not working, and there's 4 different types of drives in these Xboxes, and most of them are BenQ drives, and when you open the tray with this special piece that I built that I got from modifying Xboxes, it opens the Xbox tray. So just put it to the back of the Xbox, push the button, put the 4-pin power to it, push the button, the tray opens, and then you can see what kind of tray it is. There's 4 different types, like I said, and if it's a BenQ like this one is, not a Philips or a Magnavox, but if it's a BenQ drive, which this one is, then you might as well throw your Xbox in the garbage, because there's only one way to get what's called firmware from inside of the Xbox, and that's with this modification kit that takes almost 2 hours just to extract the number that needs to go in the new drive, and it's not worth it. I started doing it in 2007 and helping people and buying drives and fixing their Xbox 360s once their shit was no good anymore, and it's not worth fixing. It takes a lot of time, and I make a lot more money on computers than this, but Andrew's going to do it. And in recycling, there's actually more money here in recycling, because I had about 25 Xboxes and 10 PlayStation 3s, all kinds. I got 2 piles of shopping carts full of parts in the back. And now once you solder this stuff off, if they're still good, there's a lot of stuff in this. Okay? Underneath this heatsink, there's a processor that's got gold in it. If you know how to melt it down and extract the gold, and I'll talk to him about that later, because that takes some special acid, and you have to really know what you're doing. But if he can build cars, if he can build freaking motors, engines, and he's not afraid of electrical, then
Not afraid to get electric.
exactly, you're not afraid to get a little, zapped here and there. But these capacitors can come off, go on TVs, everything.
You know what I like to take off of the...
What's that?
My USB drive things.
Yeah.
Reuse them.
Reuse them.
Yeah.
So, like I said, this is going to be a scrap pile. These cloths are for cleaning, and this is going to be his stuff that he's going to take home of mine, so he can work on these. Like I said, this Xbox 360, you're going to take the Dremel and cut this off. Then the heatsink will come off the top of it. The processor can come off. And like I said, it's worth more in money for parts than it is for the whole thing you know, to put it back together and fix it if the CD drive's busted, because it costs, you know, $25 for the CD drive and probably another $25, $40 for somebody to fix it, and you can get one of these at the pawn for 50 bucks. All right, PlayStation 3, Blu-ray drive. If the Blu-ray drive is still good after it's tested in a working one, then we want to keep that. That's worth 25 bucks used as a Blu-ray drive. Now, like I said, if the cover plate for the heatsink for the PlayStation 3 is worth more on eBay than $5, then we post it, and it costs $2.50 to ship, and you're gonna make $2.50. But if it's worth 10 bucks, then you're making $7.50. I'm just gonna let him, you know, work off stuff for me, do work, and he can have all these parts and he can post it all. These processors are worth money that are right in here. And if you take them out and you melt them down, I mean, there's certain things inside this motherboard. There's a reason you cannot throw this in the ground. Okay? What did I say? What's in there?
Mercury.
Right. What else is in there? There's four different metals. Right. There's 4 different metals within this board.
Sentinel and I forgot the other one.
Well, there's copper.
Yeah, copper.
There's silver. There's gold, and there's mercury inside this board. And if you know what you're doing, you can extract the stuff from it. Or you can take the soldering kit right there and unsolder all the parts and, you know, do whatever. Melt it down. Send it to Iraqis to put in guidance missile systems, which is what they don't want you to do. I've already warned you. You know,
themselves up.
Yeah, the Taliban blow themselves up. So, like I said, the heat sink frame and over the fan, if it's worth more on eBay to post it, then post it and frickin' make the money. If not, and it's worth more as scrap, just put it all in with the scrap pile. Because like I said, that BenQ drive is on the CD drive on the Xbox, no good anyway. Now, this, we want the parts off of this. We definitely want these capacitors. These are high-end. It's not, and it's burnt out. Dog, what are you doing? Hey, what are you chewing on my filter? Dang dog. Okay, go ahead. That's garbage anyway from my old vacuum. Like I said, you can tell when things are burned out. See that there? Burned out. Over there, burned out. From when the water hit this thing, from the guy who did my dishwasher. This is the Xbox and PlayStation that were sitting on my dishwasher that I ripped apart and showed him. Still wanted the battery. These processors are still good if you want to take them out. But once you've gotten the red ring of death,